Peace of the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast. Peace of the gang, welcome back to Quit the Cat Podcast. It's your boy BP, alongside the Bishop and PosiTiff.
Hey.
And you know what it is, we are back for another episode this week. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Tip to us, man, I appreciate you. You like warm cookies.
What?
And warm cookies is
You
lit.
when you check in the hotel?
Nah, from the
Just warm cookies.
Yeah, warm cookies.
Okay.
Like, I go to my bank, they used to have these cookies out there before COVID, and they used to slap. That's what you are to us.
Sugar cookies. That's what I'm talking
I
about.
like chocolate chip, but you go with sugar.
We
We
gonna
feel
go with
comfortable
sugar
with
cookies.
you.
Yes,
As you
we
should.
do.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not.
You keep us in check.
Yes,
I feel-
definitely.
Somebody,
She definitely
it's
does.
a hard job.
I feel good with somebody to
Yo,
keep me
she
in line.
definitely does keep us in check.
I feel like I have to live up to a standard.
Yeah,
for you.
I love
I
it.
appreciate it.
I appreciate
I
it.
appreciate
Yes.
that you keep me having to reach to a
Yes.
standard.
I appreciate
And I know
that.
you will hold me there. So
Oh,
if
you
I
know it.
tried to weasel out, because listen, I will get on people, like, if I can talk you out of not paying attention to me, and I'm not going to allow people to let me do that. I will.
Oh,
give
no.
You, I will give you.
you a
something-
spin master.
I will spin you.
Spin you smooth on out the way.
Ooh.
And I know people that they be like, I'll be like, I spin them real quick.
Yup.
I'm stubborn.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I need to be pushed. So if people don't do that, and I see that they not built for that.
Yeah, if you don't push you,
Yeah.
then you go. If you be like, if you just cool, if you take a no, and you be like, yeah, nah,
Yeah.
bro, gonna be like, cool. I said nah. It's over then.
Yeah.
But if you keep pushing, and he going, come around.
I'm never gonna allow you to say no when it comes to you becoming better.
I appreciate
Especially not if I see it.
that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no. Because you do that for me.
Yeah, I appreciate
That's
yeah.
a fact for
I can do that
everybody.
for-
He
yeah.
do that for everybody.
You do
Yeah.
that for me.
Yeah.
So it's not just,
Listen,
you know what I mean? It's not just him.
But
It's
that's
just
what we're
this
here
whole,
for.
That's what Quit the Cap is about.
That's
We're
what
not
we're here
capping. We
for.
want everybody to become better, you know, and reach that level of self.
of where you supposed
Where
to be.
you supposed to be.
Where you want to be.
Right.
Where you strive and desire to be.
We want you to
Yes.
get there.
Because I be full of it sometimes. I do a lot of times.
I think that's true of a lot of folks,
Yeah.
including myself as well.
I do.
You full of it too?
Yeah.
Sometimes I could be
And here I am.
Yes,
not full of it.
I do. So like, it was. Wait, but we didn't do the vibe check.
Oh.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
do the vibe check. We just went straight in. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but
We're
quick
excited.
vibe check.
We're excited.
Bishop, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling Kojic today.
Cool.
Like Church of God in Christ?
Born in it. That's how I feel.
Wow.
I feel disciplined. I feel
Let's
disciplined
go.
today. I do. I feel girded up.
Okay.
You gotta be a Kojic to know about it. You know.
I'm Baptist.
Oh God.
What God got to do with this?
You know, they made up the Kojics and the Baptists in the separation.
Woo!
He won family.
He won family.
Here we
That's
go.
it.
One family.
Vibe check. I'm excited.
Excited?
Man.
Yeah.
These last two. So may I share this? And
Share,
let's
please
let's
do.
let's
That's
let
how-
you want me to
that's
share
how
you
you
vibe check and
Oh,
then
my
I'll share.
vibe check?
Sure.
Man, I'm good, man.
You
I'm
was about to
good.
say, what was you going to say? Say a word.
I didn't have no better word than that. That good. That's it. I'm good, goddamn. I feel good. I look good. I smell good. I took a bath. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Woo!
Let's go.
So
Yes.
I want to tell you
Please share.
I want to tell you why I'm excited. So I drive a BMW.
Big
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Don't start.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I drive a BMW X3,
Okay.
and I this is like my fourth BMW. So this is something that I'm sharing because people don't know what people go through.
Yes.
My car was in the shop in December. It's older. I like older BMWs. I like the newer ones, but I like older BMWs. So anyway, was in the shop in December having a overheating issue.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Got it taken care of. Cost me a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Last month, February, it started again.
Mm.
And I didn't realize that my mechanic is amazing, and I didn't realize that was the issue. So
mechanic was the issue?
no.
I'm about to say.
No. He's
Oh,
never
man.
the issue. I didn't realize, like, when the problem started again, I didn't know that was the piece that he fixed in December.
Okay.
So I went to go get something else fixed. And I told him, I was like, can you check it? Because these lights are coming on. He was like, that's what I fixed in December.
Right.
You should have brought that right back to me.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I didn't know. Took it back to him. So those parts were covered under warranty.
Okay.
And he fixed the other thing. He fixed that. But I was without my car for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And, you know, people don't know. Like, people don't know what people go through.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they see you smiling. They see you happy. They see you excited. I was without my car for 2 weeks. And now I'm telling you, like, you would have never known if, you know, I didn't see anything. But
we would have known if we'd have seen you walking.
Yeah.
you saw me with the Audi.
Oh,
Yeah, you saw me with the Audi.
Pulled up in another big joint.
Oh, my gosh.
I just thought
That's what I'm saying. No, I didn't
I
have my
really
car.
did, because you did pull up in the Audi.
Yeah.
That's what I first seen you in the Audi. And then
Yeah.
you had to be...
No, the BMW's mine. Oh, my gosh.
Hold on, let me get my arm right.
So,
All right, my bad.
oh my God, y'all are crazy. In that time, you know, my husband was there, you know, made sure things were, you know, taken care of transportation wise, what I had to do. But for the first time, Saturday, I put my car on the highway, not knowing what was going to happen, if the lights was going to come on. No lights.
You made it.
I drove all the way to Philly. Listen, I am free.
There you go. There you go.
Ain't no holding me down.
Can't nobody hold me down.
Yeah, so
that ain't
just
the song.
so the lights, and then I thought about it. You know, BMWs, all you BMW drivers, when you get something major fixed on a BMW, it has to reset.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
And when I got it out of the shop a couple weeks ago, the light came on again, and I was like, "Dang, it's happening again." But I had to open it up, put it on the road. No lights all the way to Philly.
All the way back.
No lights all the way back.
That's it.
So any of y'all that's driving distance, y'all need a speaker. I'm ready.
Yes. And if your body got lights on in there,
Get it taken care of. But
Amen.
I'm excited because I just feel like my freedom is there.
Yes.
I love getting on the road. I love driving. I love that thinking time.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
So you don't play no music? You just be on the road just thinking?
You know what's crazy? I have a concert in the car.
I feel you.
Yeah, I have a concert when I'm
You
in
be
the
dancing
car.
and all that?
Man, listen,
Turned up.
I'm thugged out. Trap music, like I do all of that when I'm in the car.
Right.
It's a whole concert.
Listen, I
Like
feel
who
you.
wants to be in a car and be boring? Y'all would be surprised at the songs I know,
Oh yeah.
and I know the words to them.
Name one.
I know some of the baby songs like that. I
okay,
shouldn't
yeah,
even.
Yeah, the baby song, and you can't listen to the baby edited.
No, you can't because it's not the same.
Because every
and you gotta say the
other
cuss
word,
words,
yeah.
like. But you know, my daughter and my cousin, they was like, "Y'all need to cut her serious off," because I know. I know all the songs.
That's what's up. I do too. I be feeling. That's why I feel like a young. That's why I feel like a young guy.
But you are young.
I am young.
I'm almost 50.
Yeah, and I'm almost 22.
Two-ish. Yeah, I just turned
Times
30.
2.
A little bit lower.
You know what? They both said they was full of it. They both said it. So
30.
He just turned 30.
you look like it.
Yeah.
I feel like it.
Yeah.
I feel great. I
Do
feel
you?
amazing. Yes, I do. I take pride in feeling good.
That's a good
You know,
thing.
I think it plays how you speak to yourself. You know, the language you use. I speak highly to myself. I remain humble,
Right.
but I speak highly to myself, and I believe in less is more. So you know, I've become content with having less and wanting things that are out of my. What purpose does it serve? I live
Right.
So instead of like longing and yearning for things, because you know that makes us stress when we want to have like a life, or you know, I want my house, I want my gym,
Right.
You know, but I have become content with knowing that I will have it. So I don't focus on the end. I focus on the process and the things that I'm doing, and just being content and having gratitude. So wanting less frees me. So I don't look for things and shopping and things to buy.
Right.
You know, I am the type of person, I can go to the store. Like if I have that itch to buy something, I'll buy a book. You know, and then that curves that thing.
Right.
So anything, I'll buy equipment and things like that. But I am content with accepting in this day, if this was all that my life would be, will I be happy? And I say that to myself all the time.
Right.
Am I living an internal life of happiness, not worried about external things, because that's what controls our happiness sometimes.
Right.
You know, that controls our feelings. Do I have the car I want to have, or
Right.
she got there, or they
Right.
went over there,
Right.
they always going on vacation. You know, that's the things that bog people down, even if they admit it or not. It be the things that you yearning for that you feel is outside your reach. So what I do is I don't worry about those things. I don't care for those things, and I ask myself, if the work that I'm doing with the people that come into my gym, being able to go into prison and do those things, am I living enough of my purpose in that day? Because if you look at it, it be people that'll be stressed out about wanting to be a millionaire or have
Right.
that's the stuff that stresses you out.
Right.
But if you look at it like the things that you're doing or you love, or you making people happy with the things that you do, you can look at your life and say, you know what, my life is fulfilling because
Right.
there's people that look up to me and love me for who I am and what I share versus what I have. That's the difference. You know?
There's a big difference.
So
There's a big difference.
You know, and sometimes I look at it and I say, okay, you know, when we was talking about like speakers and people that, you know, is people really listening to them, or do they see the life and they're just following because they want the material
Right,
things that they have
right.
around? See, and people who don't understand, some of the people that follow you, they're envious of what you have, you know, and they follow you for that. It's like a feeling that they see. That's why you see certain people, you know, they'll talk in front of their BMW because that's that wish you're watching because they showing you something that might seem
You
positive.
wish
Right.
Yes.
that mentally
Yes.
stimulates you. So I'll say this. So with PosiTiff, with the business, that's the tagline: live a positive life on purpose.
Right.
And that's the whole purpose.
Yes.
What is your purpose?
Yes.
And whatever that purpose is, you live in
Yes.
that, and that should
Yes.
fulfill you.
Yes.
You know, like people think, I want a bigger house. Like, you know, like
Yes.
you
Right.
said, I don't strive to do anything that is currently outside of my means.
Right.
And people, like you said, they don't understand that. When you start to compare yourself, you know, and see where you're not, man, be thankful for where
Yeah.
you're at
Yeah.
right
Be
now.
thankful.
Yeah.
Be
Because
thankful.
yes, be thankful.
thankful.
Because even like this, you know, and again, still getting the feedback from stuff and conversations that we're having right here. So when you say live a positive life on purpose, that don't mean I go out and impress y'all. Do I? You know, I'm planning on.
Yes.
You know, once my husband retires, you know, that is an achievement that I want.
Right.
You know, I do want another house at some point, but I'm okay
Yes.
right now.
Yes, you're not letting it
I'm
stress you out.
content.
Yes.
No,
Right. Yeah.
because just like you said, when I start, oh my God, we got. I don't have
Yeah.
enough. I don't have
Yeah.
enough money
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
know. Okay.
You
Yeah.
hindering your blessing
Right.
more than
Absolutely.
anything at that point.
Right.
Because you're taking yourself out the mind frame that's going to produce the thoughts and the energy
Yes.
that you need to actually accomplish those
and
things.
that's why sometimes I don't never want it, especially to all my people that's working 3 and 4 jobs. Only reason I feel with that type of thing is because you're giving away and sacrificing something that you'll never get back, and that's your time. So, you know, and this is another thing that I truly believe in, when you believe something is for you and you know that you're going to accomplish it, you're not going to have to sacrifice your time and kill
Right.
yourself at 3 different jobs to accumulate some money or to do a thing. Listen, it doesn't have to be that way,
Right,
you know.
right.
So I always look at people. Your life is more fulfilling when you're doing something, like you said, that makes you happy. When you're doing something that is meaningful. That's why they say when you cross over from, when you start to go into your late 50s and your 60s, you start to focus on, did you do enough?
Yes.
And that's why you see older people. They look back on their life and it'll either be having thankful that you did what you were supposed to do, or you're going to be living with regret.
But remember, you said that a couple episodes ago when you were talking about, you know, those seeds that you sow.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to come back.
Yes.
And if you
Absolutely.
didn't do it in your generation, you're
Right.
going to see it happen in that next generation in your family.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, back when you said that, that's important too.
Yes.
You know, so as you get older, you know, you look at, you know, your family. Did I raise my kids
Yes.
well?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Did I raise them to be a productive part of society? You know, or dang, man, my son, my daughter's a misfit.
Right.
What did I do wrong?
Right.
You know, and you're right. You don't want to live with those regrets. So do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Listen,
Do it now.
I be feeling like I get living in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Living in the moment is one thing, but to be naive in the moment is another.
That's another thing.
And you know, I it's one of those things where when you just want to help and you being like, not saying it's being rejected, but when you hear, and I ain't gonna say it's not personal to me or anyone, but because you always hear good news travels slow.
Oh, yeah, it do.
Always.
Yeah, it do.
I hate that.
Yeah, it do.
Always.
I hate that. I don't like to say hate. I don't like hate it. I despise, because even when you look at,
I like the language change.
when you look at people, we see I like to use Martin Luther King. We see Martin Luther King when the the boycott and all those things. He was already trying to get people for years prior to that to stand up to equality and do these things. Like, he was getting no love in Atlanta. When I tell you, like, Atlanta got memorials and all that stuff for him.
Now,
when he first started, he was getting no love in Atlanta. Like, people was not trying to hear what he was talking about. Nobody was listening. He was having meeting, holding meeting. No one was coming. It wasn't until, and that was part of his moving to take over his dash, until he moved. That's when all of that started. But when he was already trying to get people in on that, nobody was paying attention to him. Like, they had to stir, like, we all know the story of the civil rights. They had to stir that commotion to get people to pay attention. They had to rig it. You understand? They had to set it up so that people would pay attention, because no one wanted to hear that. And we are still stuck in that, not wanting to hear what is good for us. And if it's not filled with fluff and a whole bunch of tinker toys and gold things in the background, I be feeling like people's not listening, you know, and I feel like people listen in the realm of the church because they're still in it for what's in it for me? Ain't that what they call it? Like, what I mean by how you say? Yes, the what's in it for me? You know, you understand? Because they're looking and not to give to people and do. They're looking for God to give them something. Right. Still that.
But then they don't understand it. You know what I mean? But just like you said a couple weeks ago, that's the culture.
Yeah.
You know, that's the culture that we live in. Unfortunately, that's the culture. We don't fathom success in our culture. Like, we don't fathom it in a sense that, you know, if you do it, if you achieve it in a good way, you know, we don't uphold that. But I'm finding there are pockets of people who do. You just got to get in those spaces, and you have to be consistent. You know what I mean? Because if you're that positive person, and, you know, I hold myself to a high level of expectation, because I know that I have people who follow me. I know I have people who listen to me. You know I have people who take heed to what it is that I say. And I don't take that lightly. You know, I don't take that lightly at all. Like, you know, we talk about, you know, God and all of that. Like, you allowed me to go through something to lead somebody else somewhere and to be an example. And now that I figured it out, I don't want to mess it up. You know what I mean? I don't want to mess it up. I don't want you to log into Facebook one day and say, "Oh, she got arrested for," you know what I mean? Or, "Oh, she was cheating on her husband." You know, I don't want that. You know, and everybody ain't built like that. Like, everybody ain't built like that. That is a burden to carry. Not that you have to be perfect, because I'm not going to be perfect. You know, I'm going to go when I want to. I'm going to step in the bar and have a drink. But you ain't never going to see me nowhere sloppy drunk. You know what I mean? Because there's young women, you know, that are following. There's, you know, so I'm mindful of that. But you got to live. You got to live, and you can't worry about what nobody has to say.
I be wanting to turn up sometimes if he coming out.
Really? So let's talk about that, because
turn it up.
No, he want to go to the parking lot.
No, listen, we can't go to the parking lot.
You can't go to the parking lot.
Clear out the parking lot.
So that's
anymore.
Why it be like it's still
there.
It's still there.
Yeah. You know how many times I'll be
Bro,
like,
you think we don't know it's still there?
like, yeah, like we can tell.
It's still there.
We can see it, but again,
I'll be one, like that's why I'll be listen. They bring the smoke. They set it
Listen,
on fire. Like,
no.
Like I'll be feeling like my skills are sharpening, and then it's like we getting older.
But that's
y'all
when
reversing,
it gets.
And now I will put hands
Oh
on
no,
your
no,
ass.
stop,
Listen,
stop.
That's how I be feeling.
I know.
I be like,
But
what?
that's.
I know.
But that's.
We were in the moment
oh
one time
my
and you felt that
gosh.
way.
I'm telling you.
But
Pause.
that's the process where you perfect the skill.
I do.
That's what I'm saying. The greater, the higher the level, the greater the devil. And you're
Listen.
and you're rising so high. Like your impact in the spaces that you're in is great. So what makes you think that stuff that's gonna come, that stuff it's gonna challenge
got Bob
you.
upstairs. Just go whoop on Bob.
Yeah.
I'll be
Beat
like,
Bob
I
up.
will punch someone's face.
Listen. Brother told me that, and I'm like,
listen,
he said, I'll punch somebody's head off, I'll treat somebody like Bob. I
Listen,
just stopped. I was
because
like,
I'm making sure he cool.
Yeah,
but I'm letting you know
yeah.
because my boy, when he have a good time, I do my wife be like, you be stoic when you. I do. I be cool. I'm on point. But I make sure he have a good time.
Because you gotta be aware of your
But I let
surroundings.
you know, I be like, bro, you cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be aware of your.
We gonna go out of here fighting. if we
yeah,
have to.
listen. When he said that, I turned around. I said, "Oh, what's going down?" He said, "No, we." He said, "We good." I said,
This is what
"Okay,
you
we
do.
as long as we good."
Yeah, we
Back
cool.
back to the
I
I mean.
don't know. I just a part of me when when I'm in the lane when they delay, I'm in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is who I. So that's why I know.
But you
like,
have to be.
I am a changed person. I am. I think ahead, and I say that, but that's where I be at. But I know that wherever my feet land, the territory's blessed.
But that's a good thing. You
and
know
I don't
why?
have to worry about nothing because I know I sold so many seeds. But I just know. Like that's why I consider myself like a soldier in the army. Like I'm not the perfect saint. I'm not going to be. I'm a warrior in the valley.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
I
don't
know
know.
righteous, and I know I'm not one of those talking with the suit and pretend, oh God is good all the time. That's not me.
Right.
Like, but I know because in the trenches they need people in the trenches that fit the trenches.
Yeah.
So,
We know.
So I just be chilling, but sometimes it just be like
that being aware, and that's another thing that I feel as though people fail to realize that awareness itself.
Yeah.
That awareness of who you used to be.
Yes.
And what you can go back to.
Right.
You know, like
Yes.
like don't. And that's not me because I've done some things. I'm not a violent person. I've done like sneaky stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff like, oh, they're not gonna catch me, kind of stupid stuff.
Yes.
But I can understand never wanting to be taken to that point again because you're so far removed from it. And think about it, you would disappoint yourself and so many people if you ever go back. Yeah. And I was thinking about this earlier.
But if I'm with him, I'm going to go with him.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Oh, my God.
We're going to go together.
You're going to keep him from going there.
That's the first move is to stop. But if ain't nobody else stopping, we just going to go there with you.
Anytime, I had this conversation with my son. Anytime you're about to do something that you think is going to be detrimental, you better hear my voice. If I do it, you better hear my voice. You better hear my voice.
Because I'm cool, like on public confrontations and stuff like that. I'm cool,
right?
Because I know cameras and people being on.
Yes.
Because the smoke I'm bringing, I don't want televised, so I'm letting you have it anyway. So you just. I just allow people in public have that.
Yes.
You're not going to You're not going to do that because.
Say what you want to. As long as you don't put your hands on me.
Yeah, because
As long as you don't put your hands on me, you could say, "What is it? Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words
will never hurt."
Exactly. Let's go back to that childish old school stuff. You can talk. Say what you want to say. Just don't put your hands on me.
Don't get within arm's reach, though.
6 feet.
Yeah. So that's why I be. That's why I know. I tell people. You change, you become, but you still have to. That's the part where dying daily comes in. That's why I let people know it's just like not a biblical thing that you just take for granted. Like you really have to die and put on. When you wake up out of sleep, you got to put on the new man. You have to set your mind straight and be prepared. How you're going to approach the day, how you're going to approach conversations. So and it is. It's
one thing.
Yes.
We'll take you off of that.
So you have to really be guarded. But what I learned is if I do stumble, if I do become verbally aggressive or, get out of character, so to say, of my character, I don't stay there long. And I'm able to put back on that new man. I don't beat myself up. Like, I used to get so sad, like if I threatened to do something to somebody or if I said I'm going to do something, and then I'd be like, I used to be like, man, Dad, I got this show part of my, why did I? Now I bounce back because I look at it like people go looking for things. And when you poke the bear, I'm going to give you the bear, but I'm not going to, so then we can still have that conversation.
But you ain't want to give them the bear.
But I don't stay in that broken place. Like,
so I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you and viewers. Think about whatever that character piece is, not coming out of it. Don't come out of character, because when you come out of character, you're going against God. So don't come out of character. That's why I say, as a wife, we're gonna go through stuff, but I'm never gonna come out of character as a wife, because that's out of alignment with God, and I don't want to be out of alignment. And some things, like you said, some things are in us. You know what I mean? But don't go back to that, because that's your character.
That's why I tell people it's I understand.
Yeah, we understand.
It's an energy, like, I don't know, it might sound weird and shocking, but it's an energy.
Unlike cocks with Glocks?
Yeah, it's like we talking about Glocks. Like, it's an energy. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. It's an energy that you feel. Like, I know what the shooters feel. Like, it's a thing. Like, it's not just a feeling of respect, but it's a feeling of power in it. It's consequences for those acts. That's why you see people how they are with their gun laws and keeping it. There's a power that comes with it.
But you know what that is? That's control.
Listen,
but when you master,
I like putting it in that.
Yeah, it's control. But when you master the control of self,
it is control.
Oh, I got goosebumps. When you master the control of self, and nobody can take you outside of that, and you're still doing good. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I said, I feel like you're sowing so much good. Yes. The stuff to try to take you focused off of the good that you're doing is presenting itself. It has to. Yes. Because if it distracts you, guess what? The people you're talking to, the messages you're giving, man, you just did the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mentor Bishop.
Right.
You just did the same thing. You told me, and that's what I'm saying.
Get that. Keep that.
I think that's what has kept us from some of us from doing a lot of things. But
I can't do it.
No,
I was shook from Scary Street, the early one back in the 90s.
The teenage.
Yeah, I was shook. I said, I can't go to jail. Jail's not for you, boy. Nah, I'm cool.
I've been in some holding cells.
Yeah, I was in a holding cell before, and I almost got into a rap battle in a holding cell.
As a matter of fact, I was in York County in a holding cell, and they was planning on keeping me overnight.
Oh yeah, cool.
And the phone call came in. It was the
let out.
Listen. It was the bail bondsman. And where it was a payphone, and where the payphone was at, it was like glass. And there was all these women pounding on the glass. I got on the phone with the bail bondsman. He was like, I'm going to meet them there to get you tomorrow. I was like, they on their way now. Like, it's 9 o'clock at night. I ain't got no way to get in contact with them. They on their way. You just gotta, here's the number, call them. Yeah. They was banging on that glass. I was like, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
This ain't,
like,
yeah. I can't sleep here. Like, I can't sleep here. But,
like, get her back.
Man, listen. I sat in the, listen.
You say
it back here. Come on, butterscotch.
But listen, I sat
sugar cookie. She got the sugar cookie. Bring it on back.
But I sat in that holding cell. Oh my God.
These
two.
The chocolate milk before you stir it.
Oh my gosh. You know what?
Guard, let her back here, guard. He said, I'm going home tonight.
Yes, I said I'm going home. But I sat in that, and it was crazy because I had on my scrubs too. I was a CNA at the time. I sat in that holding cell. them women that was in
They
that
was
holding
ready.
cell.
I be
No,
going,
no, no.
I be going to the hospital just to see the scrubs.
You know what's
So
crazy?
they was going crazy in there.
You know what's crazy?
Listen.
It was one of them moments I pulled the bishop. I had to spin it.
Uh-oh.
We're going to sit here, so what are you here for? Because what I do
Well, I
now
thought
was
you meant
in
you
me.
cleared out the parking
No,
lot.
because I would think what is in me now was
Yes,
in me then.
yes, yeah.
So I had to talk to them.
Yes.
Like I had to leave them with some,
Yeah.
something positive,
Yeah.
just so
And play your cards right.
play my cards right.
Play your
Yes.
cards
Yeah, because
right.
I'm not. I've been in a couple holding cells in my younger days. Never had to stay overnight. Thank you, Jesus.
Listen, that's what keep me on the straight and narrow. I don't want to go to jail because I know in my mind I be like I could go there,
They ain't gonna mess with you.
but I know.
Yeah, because you a big
Don't nobody,
dude.
listen, don't nobody mess with me now.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
excuse
cool.
us.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm not one of the people like, I'll stand on business, they know my body. Nah, I hate when people say that. Like, shut your ass up, somebody smack the hell out you. And you won't do nothing. But I'm not listen, I'm just cool. I don't want no problems. I ain't trying to go sit in that funky jail. They ain't got nothing I like. They ain't got no women, no food,
Right.
nothing going on, no entertainment.
And that day to be uncomfortable.
And I'm not cool. Listen, man. And I ain't got my CPAP. I ain't laying on that
Oh, we
You know,
back.
guys.
This joint stiff as hell guard. Can y'all get me another pillow?
That joint be humming down.
They gonna beat my ass just for snoring. That's you, big boo? Yeah, I'm on your head. You gonna knock that snoring off at night. Nah, I just wasn't. That ain't mine.
Your mouth.
He got his mouth open, I can hear him snoring. Let me in the cell, guard. Pause. No, I'm not for that. I can't. Jail ain't for your boy. Ain't never been for your
Like they call
boy.
you BP, don't you?
Yeah. It's BP, not BJ. You got to slow down, player. I don't want no problems. But yeah, that kept me on the straight and narrow. I don't want to go sit in that funky ass cell. I am cool. I don't want no problems. I'm good. I'm for real.
Play that.
You ever play a meat flute, brother? No.
Andre 2000.
Woo, Lord. All right, let's get back on track.
So,
Yes, I'm sorry.
and then you got them little steel toilets.
Nah, and you got to do it in front of people. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm cool. I be wanting my peace. That's my little sanctuary. I be thinking about stuff.
Take your
Like,
time,
yeah, take my time. I'm not homie sitting there like, you gonna be there for a minute, bro? I got to. Oh man, this is not for you, boy. I'm not for it. I don't have it in me to do it. So that keeps me straight, and you know what I mean. And that keeps me focused to be like, I'm not going to lose my mind. Cause it be times I want to lose my mind.
Yeah.
And I be like, yo, if I just jumped all the way off the cliff today,
Right.
who all can I take with me?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can't go. You know what I mean? Like I hear about dudes they just going to jail at 40.
Yeah.
You been a civilian all this time, and now you
Right.
want it? Nah, I'm cool. Them
Yeah,
young boys got that.
That's rough.
Listen,
Yeah, that's rough. But
ain't no sugar cookies in there, so
that is
I'm cool.
rough. Like, yeah, even like we said, just thinking about it. But again, that mental control. Once you master
right,
your mindset, will nothing phase you.
right.
I don't care what y'all say.
I just
Like,
think-
I'm a straight ignore you.
Sometimes
That's my thing.
I
might argue with you, but just I'm not going to walk up on you though, and I suggest don't
Yeah,
walk
I
up
be
on me.
telling-
I will
I promote
go
peace.
back and forth with you though, but
I promote peace.
I do too.
But see, I think like arguing when it's done correctly, if you know how to argue,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, because again, we're older, and I see things differently. I don't think like arguments don't really be arguments no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You feel passionately about what you feel.
Yes.
I feel passionately about
Right,
what
right,
I
right.
feel. Arguments happen when you're trying to express yourself.
Yes.
I'm trying to talk over you.
Yes.
You try and talk over
Or
me.
you just-
Right.
And we both try and make a point.
Right.
And then in the end, it's like, what was we talking
That's
about?
why I always
Yeah.
like that. I just might be wrong, so I just live with that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
There
how
you
I look
go.
at it.
Yeah, and I'll be like, okay, you got it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's
you
it.
got it.
That's it. I don't like arguing. Anymore,
Yeah,
so
like
I'm
you
cool.
got it. I don't even want to be taken to that point. You got it.
Yeah,
That's why I feel it's important to learn how to communicate.
It is.
absolutely.
It is. And even in communication, like we said, we're not always going to agree. somebody, might have some intense points.
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't make them wrong.
Right, right.
I was listening to something earlier today, and even this, like meeting people where they are, and I really thought about that today because it was just like talking about parenting, something I was listening to. And it may not be like, you want people to communicate a certain way. Well, that's how they communicate.
Right.
When you meet them where they're at, like you said,
Yes.
you can't get offended.
Right.
Like, because you feel like, they feel like this, or that's how they were
know.
raised.
Yeah,
that's
this is what they know.
That's
it.
So I can't get upset with you for what you don't know.
Right.
But I'm not arguing with you about what you don't know. You got it.
I had to work on that. You have to learn how to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right. Yeah, you
People
do.
think they know how to listen. No. You know how to learn how to listen. There's a certain way you listen. There's a certain way, because especially if you're, like they say, you can't pay attention to what somebody's saying if you're thinking to respond.
Right. What you about to say?
Yes, because the whole time you're thinking what you're going to say, you're really not even paying attention to what that person said, because you already having a response. Yes.
Yep.
So I know, and so now what I do, even in conversations with people, if I see that, and that's why I practice even in here, like if somebody's talking, I'm giving you my undivided attention. I'm making eye contact. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm not picking up my phone. I'm not doing other things, so I make sure I'm giving that clear communication.
Right.
So as me practicing those things, when I see people not giving me that when I'm conversating, because I know I probably talk about stuff all the time. I always got something to share, so I know people probably like, if you don't shut up, and that's cool.
Nobody here says that.
I mean, but in my house, like,
understood.
Do we think it? No.
Because I enjoy our conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like one day we're gonna do the show for 2 hours.
Yeah. So then I just try to become a listener and pay attention to that, and then I take into consideration that everybody doesn't know how to listen.
Right.
So I know that some of the things I might say might get misinterpreted, or they might fall upon deaf ears, or they're going to start blocking you out when it doesn't seem, so I have started to listen even when the conversation is uncomfortable.
When it's hard. Yeah, but that's what makes you a good mentor. Because you're mentoring people who people haven't listened to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's probably why they in a
that's
situation.
why, I got the goosebumps. Okay, God. But you make space for people.
Yeah.
I might not agree
Right.
with some things that, I was telling you earlier about, the situation with the kids, and, when their teacher shared what she shared and said, these kids opened up and shared stuff that they probably would have never, and they shared it amongst their peers.
Right.
You made them comfortable to share it.
Yeah, like you have to make space for people to tell you how they feel
100%.
and not feel like you're going to judge them because of it.
Right.
And
That's important.
That's important.
That's very important.
And if I make myself vulnerable to you, you're more prone to make yourself vulnerable to me.
Right.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
I know it's always interesting.
Sure.
And I know you've been there. Did you witness when the room was in alignment? Did you know it?
I knew it.
Yeah.
So I went in with that. I didn't know the young people that I would be with. But anytime I do something, I'm going in there knowing I'm leaving and that room has changed.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It just depends on how it's changed.
Yes.
That's my purpose. When I step on a stage, I always begin with the end in mind. I know I'm going in there to change an atmosphere.
Right.
It's just a matter of what am I going to have to do that.
Yes.
So, with these young people, their teacher, has shared that this was a confidential space.
Yes.
Everything that's shared in this space is confidential. And I said, you know what? I said, so much so I'm going to share something with all of you because I want you to feel comfortable.
Right.
And, I was in my professional attire and I said, I was stabbed 7 times. How much more vulnerable can you make yourself? You know what I mean? I said, so I'm telling y'all that because if it's anything that you feel like you want to get off your chest,
you can say it.
please know that I told you the most vulnerable thing that I could ever tell you about me. So there's nothing that you can say to me that I'm going to judge you about, that you need to feel ashamed about. That's how you make people comfortable.
Right.
That part of you that some people just aren't willing to expose.
Yes.
if I can do that to transform somebody else's life, I'm gonna do it every time.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because there's people out here that are stuck in that.
Yeah.
And our purpose is to get them unstuck.
Absolutely.
Our purpose is to challenge them to think on higher levels, you know, to get to new spaces.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to do.
Yes.
Men,
That's what you're doing.
women.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's it. That's what y'all doing. That's what we doing.
That's what you're doing too.
Yeah,
You a part of this
I
too.
know, yeah.
Because somebody's going to watch this today and be like, man, I ain't go to jail because I snored too. If the only thing that keeps you from going to jail is you snoring your mouth
Oh
open,
my goodness.
I'm for it.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, I told him that's why people like to have him do their pictures and come because they know the conversation and the energy.
I didn't even know he did that.
Yeah. We gonna have a good time.
I didn't know he did photos.
Whatever that's my thing. Whatever we do, we gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the end, you should feel like I want you to. Like I think everybody around me feels comfortable enough to express themselves, and even
Right.
if I meet new people, they always feel comfortable enough to express themselves.
That's how it should be. Like
You know
they
what
say,
I mean?
you don't meet strangers.
Yeah, but that's how I feel in life because different situations that I was in or different places that I went, I felt like a stranger.
Yes.
So I'm like, bro, I don't like feeling like a stranger.
Yes,
so
I don't like
anything
that.
that I do is like, listen, if you come to my crib, you could get whatever you want. I don't care. Like this ain't. Don't be
The
like,
first time I'm gonna do it.
the first time you.
But after that,
but
you
after
ain't no
that,
gas.
Yeah, you family.
Yeah,
like
you ain't
if
no
one
gas.
of you at the crib, you family anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I feel that way. Like if we are
I
around
like
each
being
other.
waited on.
Me too, but
Oh
you know what I'm
my
saying. But at the
God.
same time, I just be wanting people to know, like you have free reign. Like
Right.
you know, we all know not to disrespect the reign,
Right.
But you have it. Like feel comfortable, feel free, feel
Yeah.
like you could do what you want to do,
Right.
and be okay with
Right,
it. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So,
But then they also know, like people also know coming into your house, you know, because that's a private space. They know you,
yeah,
so they know the
yeah.
extent of what they can do.
Absolutely.
You know, because we done had a couple house
Absolutely.
parties, and my husband
Yes.
done stood up. That weed smoking, y'all got to get that out of here.
No,
You know what I mean?
Y'all disrespecting
Like,
the crib.
yeah.
Y'all
Like,
disrespecting the
because
crib.
we used to do deck the halls with the halls, and it was a house. It was a house party.
Yes.
Till 4 and all hours of the morning, and it was fun. But you know, people until you set those boundaries,
Right,
you
right,
know,
yeah.
and it's like you gotta remember
Yeah.
this is home.
Yeah.
But we can stay up, we can have
Yeah,
fun,
we
we
can
can drink,
turn
we
up
can
all the
party
time.
until
Yeah.
you know. But y'all gonna respect that this
Yeah,
is this is
absolutely.
home.
Absolutely.
But we're going to have fun.
Absolutely.
But if
What
you said we
just
can
said.
smoke in your crib, I'm smoking in your crib. If
No,
you, said,
you ain't
all right,
doing that.
But you said we can't smoke, so I'm gonna go
No,
outside
take
on the
that
porch.
take that somewhere if that's what you do.
No plan.
You know what
I
I mean?
wouldn't smoke
If that's
in your
what you
crib.
do. You,
I
you do that
appreciate you being
somewhere
the
else.
support.
Absolutely, do it somewhere else.
It's the support.
Right.
yeah, like I mean, come on. I'm not a smoker, even though my birthday is National Weed Day.
Wow.
Yes.
420.
It's my
420.
brother's birthday too.
Oh, word.
April
Yes.
20th.
420.
National Weed Day is my birthday.
And it's Hitler's birthday.
It's Hitler's birthday. It's Luther Vandross's birthday.
Okay.
You know,
Shout out to everybody but Hitler.
but why but Hitler?
Hitler's a wild boy. I've been watching stuff on the world.
Don't shout Hitler out, but I mean,
I
you know
didn't
what
shout
I mean?
him out, no.
Yeah.
He was a wild dude. Like I, in my mind, part of me believes that he was a genius. Don't get mad at me because if you.
But if
It's
they
just-
do get mad at you, that's your opinion. You know,
It
we
is
got
what
your
it
back.
is. It
You
is
said what
it
you
is.
said.
I think he's a genius, not in a great way, but
Right.
he's done some.
He's a great orator.
Yeah, he's a great
Yeah.
orator,
Yes.
a great leader, a great. I wouldn't say a great leader because he punked
But
out.
he was a great leader.
He was able to organize people. He was able to organize
That's
people.
all it takes.
And he was even
He spun him.
kind of cool. Yeah, he was a spin artist.
Spun.
Spun. He was like, we don't like nobody look like this and look just like him.
Yeah.
I said, oh, bro.
Made you think you was somebody
Listen,
different when you still
I
a
said, bro,
German.
you look just like the people that you said that you don't like. Them don't. The people that you telling people, the people that you talking to, don't look like you. You look different than them. But he had them so in control, so their minds so thrown off
Use that word
that,
again.
you know, at the end of the day, he had them walking, talking, doing whatever he wanted them to do to whatever
I
extent.
like that you said that about the control.
Yeah.
'Cause I do gotta.
Once you can control, I mean, even in life general, once you have control like control's dangerous.
Yeah, control is
I
dangerous.
can release control if I know that the person that I'm releasing the control to has the will.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's why I love being in Bro to Go. Like
Yes.
I know the lane ain't gonna let nothing happen or let anything happen that's gonna be detrimental to us. He has it under control.
But that takes that's still that takes a lot. That takes trust. That
Right.
takes
Right.
that takes trust.
Yeah.
You know, you have to.
Trust
that
is
takes
earned, though.
trust.
That's why,
But he earned that trust, though.
I'm picky. That's why
Yeah.
I can be submissive to you and let
Right.
you, like where you're headed and the thing.
Right.
And you know, I know that you mean well and that you have.
Yeah,
my
trust
back,
is
so,
a big.
You know, so
I
it's-
so Saturday I went down to Philly to Girls in Aviation Day.
yes.
That was fire.
And
That was fire. I was like,
so I'm gonna shout out Samantha,
Yeah, that
the
was dope.
founder and president of Black Women in Aviation, and she
salute
and
to
I,
y'all. That's
yeah,
major.
like
that's dope.
she was the first African American female aircraft mechanic at JFK,
Dope.
and she and I met in a space, and this relationship just grew.
Okay.
But it started off as something spiritual, and my role I prayed about in her organization, and it was to keep her covered. And I didn't know what that looked like, you know.
Okay.
So we did the event down at Harrisburg at the airport, and you know, I popped that in there. I was like, "Hey, the hotel got this date open. Let's do this." And she was like, "Okay."
Okay.
You know, so
Yeah.
and I found along the way, because she's an alpha female, I'm an alpha female, we bumped heads sometimes.
Okay.
But just like you said, when we disagree, we were able,
Right.
you know, to get back what's the
Yes,
focus
yes.
of this. But what's crazy is I kept telling her along the way, trust me. And she kept telling me, you know, the people I work with in this, I said, I'm not them.
Right.
Trust me.
Yes.
On that day, I need you to shine.
Mm.
That's it.
Mm.
I need you to shine.
Right,
It's not
right.
about me. It's not about, I need you and I need this organization to shine. So, you know, as a woman, you know, I'm already proud of her. I'm already lifting her up. But you wouldn't have known the stuff that went on behind the scenes, because
Right.
we was,
Right,
you know,
right.
but we were able to bring it back to focus. So on my way, and I told her this yesterday, when I was driving down there, like she was the MC, she was a major part of, you know, Girls in Aviation Day.
Mhm.
But because it wasn't her primary event, because, you
Okay.
know, BWIA wasn't the headliner,
Okay.
I was like, oh, I can get down here late.
Right.
She don't need me.
Mm.
And I didn't realize there's certain things that I know about my friend that I should have been there on time
Mm.
because of that trust.
Right.
I'm going to do certain things, like, you know, there were people on the team that were there, you know, shout them out too for everything they did. But it's just certain things,
Yes.
because there's a certain way that I'm looking at stuff.
Right.
And, you know, everybody doesn't get it. Not saying that they don't get it, but like, I kind of beat myself up for that, because I was like, I said, I was like, man, I'll go here a little later.
Right.
Ain't hers. But I say that to say, when we're made responsible for things,
Mhm.
we don't realize how responsible
Yeah.
for those things. You and Bro to go.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're responsible.
Yes, absolutely.
No matter what your role
Yes,
is
yeah,
in
absolutely.
it,
Yes.
it's still not diminished,
Yes.
because you make Bro to go shine.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Here I am. I'm like, it's not, but I
But it
you know,
is,
that's
yeah.
it
But
is.
it is. Yeah.
You know, when you know that plane part, I
Yes.
was like, oh, we're gonna get all of this.
Yes.
You know, and truly understanding the essence of that.
Right.
And being connected to stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, when's
Because
the
you know
next
if a
thing?
car missing one part, it won't drive.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a fact.
And sometimes you don't realize you the part.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a fact.
You don't realize
Yeah.
you're the part. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
dang.
Yeah.
You don't realize your impact and your importance in
Absolutely.
certain things. And another thing it makes me realize, you know, you got to be mindful who you associate your name and your brand with.
Absolutely.
Because if I go to bat for you, if I associate my name, my brand with you,
Yes.
don't you be out here cutting
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Don't be out
Don't
here.
make us look crazy.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be like, man, he in the hole and say, y'all was just on Quit the Cat together.
Yo, he be with them too.
We're going to be like, he was.
Yeah. We don't know the brother. We don't know him.
Yeah, but
he was on the episode. We ain't never seen him before.
Yeah, we're gonna black him out on the past episode. Even before I got here, it's gonna be you, and then you're gonna hear a voice. But yeah, it's important.
It's gonna be a red wall.
It's important that you just like you remember who you are and control.
Yes,
absolutely.
Control.
You
get well.
Okay.
No, don't. No,
I could cookies.
Listen,
let's go.
That was the scariest. That was the scariest. Yeah.
So did you scare yourself?
My dumb ass cried in the back of the.
Ain't no crying in prison?
I didn't cry in prison. I cried in the back of the ride down there because they had me them stupid shackles. You know, you got to do the little dumb walk. Yeah, I was like, I'm not violent.
They had you from your toes to
for a bad check charge. Like, come on. I want to tell y'all it was something more serious than that, but it wasn't.
Nah, listen, they didn't take you down for anything. Sure.
But I mean, all of that, like, I can't even
demoralize you.
Yeah, and that's what I felt like. And that's why I was like, I'll never do this again.
That's what it is.
Because that was so demeaning. Yeah, that was so demeaning. Like, yeah, for a bad check. I was like, they got me like, yeah.
They had you wrapped up like you was a killer or something.
Come on, like, yeah. So could you imagine?
Yeah, it's like a reality check. And that's why I like to give grace. There's grace. That's why I never... Plus, I'm the type of person I can stand on whatever I'm accountable to. With, I ain't gonna give you no excuses. I'll do what I do, but I feel that I give grace because things happen. We're not perfect. Now, if you're intentionally sought out to be, then that's different. But if things happen, because things in life happen, I like to give grace because I know I'll need it.
Is that a man thing? Like I do what I do and. I do what I do.
I mean, I thought it was a human thing, but yeah.
No, what I mean, because I say that to say there's things that, like, that you will do, and you just have to take ownership for it.
Yeah, I don't believe, like, if that's what
I mean by that. I mean,
like,
so, I remember one time I was going into S&Ds, and I seen this young man, and he was like, oh, Bishop, I didn't know you go to the bar, I didn't know you go out. He was like, man, I didn't expect to see you in here. I said, why not?
Yeah, I love them conversations.
What I mean? Like, I said, why not?
Yeah, I think that's where the person said something. They was like, you hang out in here? I was like, yeah.
I was like, yeah. I said, me and my wife would go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
So why not?
Yeah.
So and that's what I mean. I do what I do, and I stand on that. You're not going to see me high. Like, if you see me, like, that's that for people. When you come in the hood, you gonna see whatever. You might see bun, bitch. You gonna see me, whatever you call it.
Right.
When you ride to the hood, you must know me because you see me in that spot. I don't gotta be nobody different. You understand what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I separate. But if you come in the hood and you see me out there with my family and everything. This is me doing what we do.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I decided to never run for another elected position.
So,
because that's the very reason.
You want to do what you want to do.
Yeah, and I don't want that level of expectation.
Right, and that's respecting that because people still want them positions, still want to do.
Yeah,
listen,
that's the reason why.
You know what I mean? When people be like, oh, why don't you want to? Why don't you? That's not my role.
Like, yeah. I know I would be good at it, but
I don't want you. I don't want to be that for
never.
You. Listen, I'm gonna support you.
I want my Corona and I want my Grey Goose and I want it in peace.
Listen, I'm gonna give you things that hold you. I'm gonna support you, but I don't want you referencing and looking to me and looking for me to be perfect, and you don't got
right.
See, that's why I feel like here. I'm going to hold you to a fitness standard because I'm going to live to that standard. So I can hold you to that. Right. I don't want people holding me to a standard and you're not going to be there.
You don't hold yourself to it. Yeah, so that's why I was like...
And that's the thing will come with certain...
positions.
Yes, and certain institutions. They want you here. You better shine. You better look good. We look up to you. But here, I'm going to be over here You got to keep praying us off the floor, but we look up to you. You be perfect. I ain't got to be perfect. Every Sunday, pray me off this floor, but you be perfect. I don't got time.
Yeah. And that's
I don't got time.
Yeah. That's where I was,
I don't got time for that.
when I was considering it again, I was just, I was like, nah. You know, and my cousin said to me, she was like, Tiff, you in a whole totally different space in your life. Yeah. You know, you don't want somebody snapping a picture. That's such and such. And I thought about it. I was like, and I don't want to answer to people in that sense.
That'd be the biggest.
As soon as you ain't doing something for them, they gonna try.
I don't want to answer to people in that sense. Mm-hmm. I have more power not being in those positions. And people don't realize that. They're like, do you realize how much power you would have if you were... I was like, no, I wouldn't.
What you talking about?
No, I would be controlled by the people who elected me. I don't want that.
Because now you can use your voice freely.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I can call on my elected friends when I... You know what I mean? When I need them, and I respect them, and and I don't have people to do. When I don't want to be bothered with people...
Because I don't want them to be like, my bishop was out till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And guess what? Sunday church is canceled. I won't be there. I'm going to be asleep.
Wait a minute. Did y'all get the message? The bishop canceled church because he got a hangover.
Listen.
They would try
you be like,
so far
they sure was. They gonna
like,
have the pitchforks. They gonna like.
That's why I'm cool.
Yeah, they gonna have the pitchforks. They gonna. The bishop was out.
And that's the thing, like that. Why should you have to apologize for doing what you wanted to do or having a good time, whatever?
I'm not here for that. Like, and I know the blood, and I respect that death. You know what I mean? So I understand where they say the blood is required at your hands, and that's just a saying because you have people under your, and those people, those sheep, hold these pastors to a reverence that they shouldn't. And you know that's what that institution called for. We allowed that to run them up so long that now you can't be a person that you got to go out of town. You got to do things because you let this institution not see you as a man, but them reference you as the first thing next to God. Can you pray for me? Can you go? You can go.
Yeah.
You can go. You can go. I can stand and assist, but you don't have to come to me to go for something that is already in you that you have the power to do.
I agree.
So when we make people think they don't got that power, oh come on, I got you. Nah, you can tell them you have that power.
Yeah, your pastor don't need to go see the sick and shut in.
Yes, so when that reference comes with that, and we have made it and allowed it to go to that far where pastors or people can't be themselves and watch football. You might say damn or something. Pastor said damn.
My pastor did. My pastor did.
He said go to hell to somebody. He said he said oh shit.
Man.
Okay, that shit might have called for that.
Yeah.
My pastor did that a couple sermons ago, a couple Sundays ago, and it was funny. And he was like, he was referencing a part of the scripture, and he was like, "Get the hell out." But he was talking about like the hell inside of somebody.
Right.
But if you'd have saw the people's faces, and my pastor was like, I know, y'all. But it was But it was like the way he said it. He he told the demon, get the hell out. But I was like, yo, that's why I fool with you. And my pastor from Baltimore, So, but some, you're right. They sit you up here, and then they ready to crucify you first thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The pastor drinking.
The pastor's human.
The pastor need a drink dealing with all
Listen,
y'all.
I don't got time for it.
Fake
That
saints.
thing will be shut down. I will be telling people about. That's why I don't got time for that. I don't got time.
But that's not where you're supposed to serve at either.
It ain't.
That's not your vineyard.
It is not at all.
But we still gonna lead the people to the vineyard.
I like church women.
You do? Me too.
Continue.
Here y'all go.
I'm playing. Yeah.
That's why it's time.
It's time.
I just be cutting up. I'm sorry. Anything? Any last words before we get out of here?
Moan the loudest.
Lord Jesus. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to Quit the Cat Podcast. It's your boy BP alongside the Bishop and PosiTiff. We thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. We hope you got something from this episode. We hope you get something from every episode. We appreciate you for tuning in. Yes. Warm cookies.
Yes, they're crazy.
Yeah.
Peace.
After the sermon.
After the sermon.
Peace. Peace to the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast.